Welcome, Leo. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for January the 2nd. Oh, we had the Queen of Cups fall out. Well, love yourself. First and foremost, love yourself. Embrace your passions, your dreams, your desires, what makes you you. Put yourself first for the right reasons. Honor yourself. Put that back in. So, January the 2nd through the 8th, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now let's see what the energy is going to be for you this week. The Death card is our very first card. We're going to see what weighs us down, what limits us, what doesn't allow us to be the best of the best we can be. We're going to understand how to step into a freedom or a sense of liberation. And this is honoring ourselves, our inner child, our passions, our dreams. Loving ourselves enough to be very proactive in what we are doing going forward. This could be health and well-being. Absolutely, it could be health and well-being. I don't even really get this as a way of moving forward when it comes to work or career. It's almost like you've got to respect or embrace who you are, your capabilities, your abilities, your talents. To know that you've got this, to know that you can step into the freedom and liberation that you want. So it might trickle into work and career, but it is defining who you are as a person. And where you have compromised, where you didn't want to compromise, that may come out this week. If it's something in your routine or something that you're doing on a regular basis and you said, I'm not doing it anymore, this will be the week when you say, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to remind you that we are in a Mercury retrograde, so please don't be very spontaneous in this decision. Think it through, understand all the ramifications that it may have in your life, and will it leave you in balance or really out of balance? How much are we rocking that boat? Because we don't want to let water into the boat, we'll sink. So until we get past this Mercury retrograde, we don't want to make any fast decisions. We don't want to be spontaneous in our decisions of saying enough is enough, I've had it, and you walk out the door, whether it's work or a meeting that you were at or a team that you were on or a relationship that you were in. You want to think it through. You want to be sound and sure that it's the right choices going forward in order to really allow you the liberation, really allow you the freedom. We have the Magician as our second card. Everybody has such strong cards this week. The Magician. Usually it's in the first place when I talk about the illusion of things, but that was the first thing that popped into my head. Remember that the Magician is also the trickster. We see the coin disappear and then it shows up somewhere else. We know it's a trick, but we don't know how it happened. And there's that coin. It's right there. So it had to have happened. It has to be. So be careful that you are not getting pulled into some sort of illusion, maybe in your thinking, maybe what somebody else is telling you. If it's too good to be true, chances are it just may be this week. But the Magician, on a stronger note, on a more positive note, is also asking you, what do you want? What will bring in, what defines happiness, joy, peace of mind to you? What is your wish? What is your desire? But it's not something that you want to do on a whim, because this is something that you have to really be sure about. You know, be careful what you wish for. What are you willing to give in order to acquire that? Is it time, energy, resources, love? Are you willing to give that? What is the sacrifice that you need to make in order for this to come into your life? Because nothing new can ever come into our lives without clearing up something to make space for it, to make way for it. We have the Four of Cups, so gratitude. Gratitude for what you already have. Realize what is your firm foundation right now, or what is part of your firm foundation. How can you build upon that? Yes, we are going to be looking at that. That's evident. But before we can build on something, we need to actually see it, understand it, know the dimensions of it. So this is definitely being grateful for what you already have going forward in your path. We have the Hermit. The Hermit actually is going to be crossing over the Magician, so the magic comes in when you really tap into your intuition, when you tap into your higher wisdom, when you really understand what it is you want to step into going forward. That's when the magic starts to happen. That's when the plan starts to emerge. That's when the impossible becomes possible. Our underlying energy is the Page of Cups. You know, you're just going to be sitting there minding your own business, and you're going to have this thought, and it's just going to totally transform you. It could be in love, it could be in relationships, it could be the way you express love, it could be the way you invite love in. It could be your intuition exploding, your spirituality. Pay attention to those thoughts. Pay attention to the thoughts you have through meditation, prayer, reflection. You're on to something. Pay attention. Listen closely. Write it down. The Hierophant. In whatever you want to step into, whether it's better health, better well-being, taking care of yourself, making a stronger foundation for yourself, growing a relationship, gaining stature in the community, starting that new career, getting that promotion at work. It's by what you are feeling inside that's going to make it happen. When you are imagining your happily ever after, you have to feel it. You have to be in the moment that you've already experienced the entire journey, that you feel it within your bones, your body, your soul. Your heart pounds when you think about it. You get excited, you get passionate. It's the emotion that's going to lead you to I hear the jackpot. So get excited about your future. Tap into what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like. Get to minute details. We have the Eight of Cups with Judgment. We're definitely being called to move away from things in our life that may have given us a sense of security or love, that gave us our self-confidence, that made us feel like we belonged somewhere or we were a part of something. And that could be a relationship, that could be a job, that could be a community. Now, you're not necessarily closing the door on these things, but it will change. Certain parts of your life is no longer going to be giving you that support anymore, or you are going to be closing the door on it, or you're going to be walking away from it, or you're just not going to need to lean on it and be codependent to it. Now you have to think long and hard and strong about what you are walking away from right now. There has to be the conversations, there has to be the thought process. We can't be going on a whim, not when Judgment's around. We can't be very spontaneous in what we're trying to step into, not when judgment's around. Judgment is saying you think it through. You do it the long way. You don't get tied up in other people's drama, the gossip. You don't start the gossip yourself. You take the facts. And the facts may not be easy to look at with these two cards together. But you need to in order to understand exactly what the steps need to be going forward. Work and career, the Five of Cups. You know, what is done is done. You can't go back. You can't reverse something. You can't replay it and change the outcome. It happened. Move on. Create now the positive in your life. This is essentially crying over spilt milk. This is thinking that you'll never have the opportunity or the chance or be able to show somebody what you can do or what you bring to the table because of one slip up once upon a time. Or maybe it was a couple. Maybe it was many. It doesn't matter. The past is the past. And the more we try and stay in the past and rewrite the past, the further we're really digging a hole for ourselves just by our own wheels spinning over and over again. We need to change our focus. We need to change our direction into the positive of what we can create, of what we can become, of what we can manifest in job, in career. Maybe it's starting our own business, in what defines us. For relationships, we have the Page of Wands. Oh, think outside the box. Think outside the box. If you are to meet somebody, if you are single and you are looking to meet somebody, and you meet somebody under this influence, they could show you a whole new world. They could just blow your imagination wide open to what can be. This is different cultures, different ways of doing things, different knowledge bases, different experiences, things that you didn't even know existed, you're opened up to. If you're in a relationship, this is the time to really think outside the box of how to make this relationship incredible beyond your wildest dreams. How to grow it deeper, how to grow it more wonderful. You may have been approaching a problem within the relationship the same way, and it's almost like you're getting a bruise on your forehead from walking into the wall so many times. And all of a sudden you back up and you see the door, you see the window that you didn't see before because you were standing too close to the wall. So this is expanding. You know, this, you might be having conversations with a confidant or something to have a different point of view, to see it a different way, to open up the creativity that can be in the relationship. And we're going to pick one more card for the middle, and we have the Seven of Wands. You know, this is where you are starting to make the declaration of how you are going forward. You're getting your ducks in a row. You're asking for support. You're asking for help. You're asking for that lending hand, but you're not dependent on it. You just know it will be easier if they say yes. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.